So dishonor of check. When a check is presented to the bank and not paid by the banker, it is called as a dishonor of a check. Normally when we present some check and maybe it may be some mistake due to the signature not matching to the specimen signature, or it is the post dated check, or it is the slate check, whatever it may be, when we present it, if the check is not paid the money, that type of a check is called as a what here? Dishonor of a check. So well, there are the two types of a dishonors are there. One compulsory dishonor and another one is a dishonor of the willingness of a banker. We will discuss about the what you mean by the when the payment should be refused. Primarily compulsory dishonor, how it is refused. When the customer drawer has counter-minded payment. Counter-minded payment. Here the customer of a check has the told to stop the payment. Okay, then it is called as a what here? When the customer drawer has the counter-minded payment. Next, second one, when the banker has received a notice of a customer debt. If in case of the check have been given to the bank, pay of the bank, that time if the banker receives any debt notice or any debt message of that check owner, then automatically the payment of a check will be stopped there. When the customer has become the insolvent, nothing but that in the account the customer doesn't contain any fund, that type also the check will be dishonored here. When the bank has received a notice of insanity of a customer, if automatically anything else the customer become the insanity, then automatically the check will be dishonored. When the bank has received the garnishing order or any legal order, so not to give the money to the customer, that time also the check will be dishonored. When the bank has received a notice of assignment by the customer, if the customer having any loans in the bank, if the loan is not repaid, in that time also the check will be dishonored. So where the title and the holder is defective, if anything have been mistaken in the check, automatically the check will be dishonored. So closing of the account. If we have been closed the account and you provide the check, that check will be dead there. So check will be not apply. The check will be not pass away. So that time also the check will be what here? Dishonored. When there is a war between the customer belongings to the enemy's country. If where the war is taken place, if anything else, the check is presented here from that country, the check will be dishonored in the present country. So next, when the check may be dishonored by the banker. In the situation when the check is non-properly written. So the check is non-properly written. For example, he written only in the amount in the words, not in the numbers. In that case also the check will be dishonored by the banker itself. If it is the post-dated check, it will be dishonored. If it is the check is a doubtful, if the banker thinks that the check is not okay, so check is in a doubtful way, definitely the banker should dishonor the check here. When the undated or a slate check, the check doesn't contain any date, if in that time also the banker will dishonor the check here. When the check is presented after banking hours, for example, the banking hours is over, in that time the check is presented, means the banker will not accept that check. In that time also the check will be dishonored.